was 19 years old, I dedicated my life to one singular purpose. And that purpose was to improve the lives of men today. One of the biggest things that I was seeing was that a lot of men were being overlooked in society. A lot of men's issues were not being discussed.
So recently, Hafeez from the Roommates has come out with a new video entitled "A Message to the Red Pill Community." Now, obviously Hafeez had two recent debates, one featuring Coach Greg Adams and another one that I believe occurred maybe in Dallas, Texas with Just Pearly Things. And Hafeez, in my honest opinion, had a very poor outing. And of course, he has made this video to explain some of his premises, so I can honestly say I understand him a lot better after watching this. I feel like in some aspects he made some good points, but let's listen to what he has to say and react to it.
Yo, what's good, fellas? Hope you guys are having a great day today. I wanted to take today's video to address a recent podcast I did with my guy Adam, as well as with Pearly Things, as well as to address the Red Pill community personally. This video is for you guys. Since I was 19 years old, I dedicated my life to one singular purpose. And that purpose was to improve the lives of men today. One of the biggest things that I was seeing was that a lot of men were being overlooked in society. A lot of men's issues were not being discussed. And I felt a passion to do everything in my power to help these men out. I literally have videos from 2012 where I was talking about the same issues going on with men back in the day. I spent so much time reading books about improving the lives of men. I spent so much time watching content about how to help men. And a lot of things I agreed with and a whole lot of things I disagree with. But what I loved about all these authors and content creators that I watched was all of them had a desire to transform the lives of men. And as long as you're trying to help men, that's all that matters to me. Years later, I stumbled upon the Red Pill content, and I genuinely was intrigued with Red Pill content when I found it. But what I really loved about the early Red Pill content that I was watching was that a lot of the content was focused on accountability and giving men practical tools and resources to help transform their lives so they were not in the same cycle that they were in currently. And though I never fully agreed with the Red Pill content because of the logical inconsistencies, and though I never defined myself as Red Pill, I have respect for what they were doing. But as the years progress, I begin to see a shift in the content. I begin to see the content shift to more towards nihilism, more towards negativity, more towards cynicism. It was less about actually helping men and was more about simply bringing up everything wrong in today's world, especially with women. And what I saw what this content was doing was the content was turning men into what we call BRCs, individuals who only want to blame, rage, and complain. And to me, it reminded me a lot of what modern feminism has evolved into.
Okay, let me kind of talk about that. That's not completely untrue. But I've been in the black red pill community, you know, I'm the guy that brought in Kevin Samuels, right? I've seen the opposite. At first, I saw a lot of red pill rage guys, a lot of victim blaming guys. And of course, yeah, that's been happening. But as time has went on, the opposite has been happening. More guys are more accountable, right? You even see more women in the space now. Like, look at Just Pearly Things. Look at Melanie King. Look at Pink Book Lessons. You know, you have more women on the side of men, and partly is because of content creators holding men accountable for men making mistakes. Kevin Samuels was about always holding men accountable. I'm about holding men accountable. So I've seen maybe a shift from the earlier to things getting a little bit more balanced now. Like, shout out to guys like Media Tutorials and Reviews, guys like the Poor Man's Podcast. You're seeing guys more balanced now than in before, which it was like really bad before. as far as going in on women.
Community of women where all they want to do is blame, rage, and complain. And what really began to grow my disdain for the movement was the inconsistencies in the lives of the creators. Because what I was noticing is that the creators were teaching a certain message. They were giving a certain type of advice. They were telling a certain type of story, but they were not believing these stories themselves. They were not actually taking their advice themselves. They would be telling stories about, man, I don't date. I just have sex. But these men were in actual relationships. These men were giving advice and talking about all the horrors of marriage, while these men were in happy marriages themselves. And
so let me deal with that. That definitely has happened before in the greater mainstream community of the red pill. What you're saying is you don't agree with the message because of the inconsistencies of the behaviors of the content creators. You're a Christian, right? Do you not believe in the message of Jesus Christ because of the inconsistencies of pastors, of prophets, of deacons, of trustees? I mean, you have more hypocrites in the pulpit, but that doesn't stop you from going to church, right? Either something is, as you said, is true or not. So what you're trying to do is use a straw man argument against the inconsistencies of guys who are hypocrites, which all humans are. And then you're not dealing with the fact that on the other hand, you're a Christian and there's nothing but hypocrisy in the church. Pastors stealing, pastors lying. But you still believe in Jesus Christ, right?
So to me, I was really amazed by how these men could literally give out this Kool-Aid and not even drink it themselves.
Same thing as pastors, bro, but you love Jesus. Let's go.
And then the final straw was when I saw all the new generation of red pill content creators. And a lot of these individuals did not even believe in the message. A lot of these men, as well as women, these individuals saw that, wow, there's profit in this. There's money here. There's followers here. There's fame here. And they decided to prey on the hurt, the pain, the issues that men were going on. And they paraded themselves as heroes of men, but they were simply profiting on men's pain. Because that these individuals realized that as long as I keep on making videos about the problem with women today, as long as I keep on making videos showing the worst in women, as long as I keep on making this kind of content that fuels the rage in men, I will continue to make money. And if you don't believe me, let me show you an example from the type of content we've put out. So the biggest thing for me is I love accountability on both sides. Call out the men and call out the women. So a couple years ago, I did a video called Men, It's Time to Level Up. And in that video, I was calling out men and saying, men, it's time for us to be responsible for our lives and take advantage of the tools before us to transform our lives. And that video earned me $329 from YouTube. Now watch this. Then I did a video called The Sad Reality of Beautiful Women Today, calling out the entitlement in attractive women today. And look how much money that video garnered me. $5,926.40. And that was one single video.
What he's trying to do right now is he's trying to say that the new content creators came into the manosphere market and are greedy. And look, I'm not about money, as Hafeez is what he's trying to say. Because I have content trying to help men, and it doesn't make as much money when you talk bad about women. It makes a lot of money. But these content creators, all they care about is money. Hafeez, don't you have a course, bro? And I know of red pill creators that you were trying to help push your course and get them to promote it on their platform. That's actually what killed the roommates. You guys trying to sell so many courses and all kind of other stuff. I'm not saying that guys are not in here to try to make money or to earn money, because sure, content creators are on YouTube because it pays, right? But you're acting like you're not one of those guys. You have courses and paid things, consultations you sell. And to be honest, who are you to try to help anybody, bro? Like, just listen to what you talk about. In my honest opinion, you should be consulting others and you should be paying for consults, not trying to get paid from them, but you are. All right? Nobody has monetized the manosphere and guys in the red pill more than the roommates. Absolutely, you guys have done it. But now you're trying to distance yourself from the same guys behind the scenes you're trying to make money with. Bro, I know the stuff. I'm big in the red pill. Stop lying, bro. This is cap. This is complete cap. You're main culprits of the guys pushing courses down guys' throats for a profit when you don't know what you're really talking about. Stop acting like you're holier than thou, bro. I've never had a course. Never sell consults. Not one. All right? But you're just one of the main guys who pushes courses down guys' throats. And then it killed your guys' channel.
So imagine doing not only 5 of those videos, but 10, 20, 30, 50 of those videos a day. Imagine how much money you could make. Imagine how much followers you can gain. Imagine how much worldly success you can attain from doing those videos. It is a profit model.
Worldly success. That's that Christian talk.
So when I did the Adam and Pearly Things podcast, I was just beyond done with the red pill type of content. And during the episode, I wanted to share my passion and how much I cared about men and how much I wanted this content to change. And what's
Care about them so much, you push courses down their throat that are not even worth it. Got it.
really interesting about those episodes is there was a community of men who wanted to attack the way I communicated. Mm-hmm. But what's very interesting is for all those who've watched my content, you guys know that I am a very passionate person when I talk. You guys know I'm Nigerian, and you know how Nigerians get.
That's weak. Because you're Nigerian, you know how Nigerians get. It's a stereotype. All Nigerians don't talk aggressively and cut people off. It's not a good excuse. I don't care if you're Nigerian, Irish, whatever, right? You were being rude to people. And even if that's how you always talk, it even makes it worse. Right? It's not acceptable. For people who watch you and get to see you do it all the time, it's bad. But for people who never watch you like us, because we have no real interest in your channel, it makes you look weak. And that's exactly how a lot of people felt that you looked on both of those showings. Stop trying to blame it on being Nigerian. It's not acceptable. You were acting very effeminate, even if you were not intending to be disrespectful. It looked real weak. Let's be real.
When they talk, that whether I was talking to the OnlyFans girls on Fresh and Fit, I was doing my live stream or doing my independent videos, when there's something I really care about, I talk about that very passionately. And has been consistent throughout all of my content. And so it's very interesting that in the past, when I was using the same exact tone, the same exact passion to go at the issues of women today, nobody had a problem with it.
That might be true. Nobody might not have had a problem with it, and that might be absolutely true. I believe he's not lying about that. But the thing about it is that nobody cared about that. Because nobody really knew you from those things. People know you from, the Kevin Samuels interviews, the Alpha Male Strategies interviews, and things like that. So people really don't pay attention enough to you as a content creator, I think, in Black YouTube to understand. Nobody goes like, oh, did you see Hafeez and Fresh and Fit or Hafeez? And nobody looks at the roommates like that. I mean, you guys have a lot of subscribers, but you don't have a whole lot of impact in the game, if that makes sense. So nobody probably even knows what you do outside of that, right? But we did see what happened with Coach Greg Adams, and we did see what happened with Just Pretty Things, and that's what we're judging. You're trying to basically use that as a scapegoat for your poor showing, which is not working here. Be a man and be accountable for the fact that you made yourself look very, very bad.
But the moment I use that tone, use that passion that I have to go at the BS I see going on in the spaces of men, now all of a sudden it's emotional. My favorite speakers speak with the most passion. That's why I love Dr. Peterson. That's why I love...
Nobody cares about Jordan Peterson. We're not talking about him. We're talking about you. You're always looking to use Jordan Peterson as a scapegoat. We're not talking about him or whatever other speaker we're talking about. We're talking about you.
That's why I love Gary Vee, which is why I love Mark Driscoll, and which is why I really enjoy Andrew Tate. I love people who are passionate and expressive with their
Doesn't matter. We're not talking about any of them.
Their words. But nevertheless, I realized that my approach was wrong. Though never for a second am I apologizing for what I said, but I realized my approach is wrong, and here's why. Currently, we live in a post-truth era where people don't even care about the truth. What they care about is how those words make them feel. But what's really interesting is that when I was communicating my ideas and my criticisms of the red pill content, what was I saying that wasn't true? A lot of people said, oh, you changed up on us, you changed up. When did I change up? I was never red pill. I literally did a video in 2020 called Red Pill Was a New Woke. I did another video in 2021 titled Red Pill Disagreements. I did another video in 2021 again saying clarifying red pill and manosphere stance. I've talked about this ad nauseum.
Okay, now that I'll give you credit for. I believe he's definitely telling the truth there because he had a debate with Alpha Male Strategies about marriage. So I believe, yeah, that part is true. That part's true.
I sat down with AMS. Shout out to the Go AMS. Nothing but respect for you, AMS. When I'm talking about these guys, it's never about great men like you. When I was talking to AMS, what did we do the first time we talked? We debated about marriage. Right. When I was talking with Fresh and Fit on the podcast, what did we talk about? We debated marriage. These are the same ideas I was constantly sharing in the past, and a lot of what I believe are the same things that Kevin Samuels believed about the importance of marriage and men and women coming together. Even with the conversations about marriage, a lot of people like to straw man my marriage conversation and say that he's saying that marriage is perfect and every man should get married and marriage is a great idea for anybody. When did I say that? I am a Christian. We have our religious beliefs. We believe in the sanctity of marriage, but there is wisdom in marriage. I'm not coming from a, naive perspective by saying marriage is perfect and there's no issues. But neither am I coming from a nihilistic perspective by saying marriage is evil and it's only issues. I'm having balance. But it's not about the truth, guys. It's about the feeling. And they feel like I'm saying it. So no matter what I do, no matter what I say.
It's a fake apology. So in other words, I apologize for being too real because you guys can't handle the truth. I mean, like, bro, you made yourself look bad. Stop trying to explain it. I agree that you clarified certain things that I think is correct, but nonetheless, you made yourself look very poor in your outings. Stop trying to blame it on you being Nigerian. Stop trying to blame it on you talking like with passion, Jordan Peterson. I mean, obviously you're not an accountable guy, and you're trying to shift the blame on content creators asking for money or the space being nihilistic. When you can have any positions you want, but when we see you on camera, we're dealing with you and what your attitude is. And as a man that wants to influence men, you need to be accountable for how you behaved and how you made yourself look bad to those people. Because Coach Greg Adams and Just Pearly Things, both people who are in similar spaces as you, were very disappointed in how you carried yourself. So anyways, keep blaming others if you like to. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shadu Jackson, back at it again with another episode here. We're out.